Well, I guess we can kind of go ahead and get started. I know people will probably be joining us throughout as we keep rolling, but just wanted to kind of take a moment and welcome everybody to this webinar. Really excited to either connect or reconnect with you today. You know, I've probably gotten the chance to meet many of you over the last year, either digitally through email introductions or through in-person events. You know, we've had the fortune of going to several in-person events. And I just really appreciate your time today, as I know everyone's busy, so we'll get right into it. So we're taking a behind the scenes look at PracticePanther's latest enhancements. And so this will actually be a sneak peek. And so just so everybody knows, by sneak peek, you are hearing about this really before everyone else, even our PracticePanther customers. You know, their big reveal is actually going to come later in the week on Friday. And so these features will just be kind of one of the fun things we talk about in this webinar. Before we're getting started, 2 quick housekeeping notes. We are recording this, so you will be receiving a copy of this recording in your inbox before the end of the week. And we will have a Q&A at the end. So if you have any questions or comments or things you want to add, please drop those into the Q&A and we'll be sure to get those at the end. And then for now, I'd love to kind of start with quick introductions of who we are. And so, Jon, if you want to get rolling and kind of talk about who you are and what you do with PracticePanther.
Absolutely. Hey, everyone. I'm the product manager at PracticePanther, which means that it's my job to connect with our clients, with consultants and third parties such as yourself, and to just make sure that PracticePanther is always building the most important, the highest impact, and the best features to meet our clients' needs. So I spend a lot of time connecting in moments like this, or you'll see my email at the end here to just have one-on-one conversations and just make sure that PracticePanther is always serving the needs of our clients.
Fantastic. And hopefully many of you already know who I am. My name's Libby Luff, and I'm the Strategic Partnerships Manager here at PracticePanther. And that ultimately means I get to collaborate with state and local bars, legal organizations across the country, and with great consultants like you who are on this call today. Really the whole goal is to help support and educate attorneys on really ways they can efficiently and effectively manage their firms. So I come with 15 years of experience in sales and marketing or operations. And so that typically means I like to turn those strategic challenges into untapped opportunities. So I'll have my email later in the webinar or later in the slides as well. And so feel free to reach out at any point in time. So for those of you who may not be familiar, PracticePanther works with firms really of all sizes, but we really specialize in that small to medium firm size, and we help with practice management. You know, there's some similarities in the market around features and capability. And really what sets us apart is our all-in-one approach. This approach kind of allows us to have an ease of use, a very intuitive interface, and really easy to kind of use and log on, and really the ability to customize depending on those firm needs. So, attorneys and their staff are going to be in this software every day. It can't be frustrating to use or hard to use, so we want it to be super easy. When you log in, you'll actually, on the left, those are the screens that you will see. There'll be an overview of financials, details, information about the law firm. And then you'll be able to have that seamless case management where you're linking your contacts and your matters. You can even keep it on the go because our app is going to be just like our website. And so having access to that app is really great. You can automate those workflows. We have effortless time tracking and billing. No matter how people track their time, there's several different ways that you can kind of do that within our platform. And again, really taking that all-in-one approach, we offer native things like e-signature and two-way texting. And then for today's discussion, just want to take really a few moments to really share the insights that we've learned in the last year and really how we plan to take action and engage consultants and partners kind of moving forward. When we work together, our customers and hopefully your clients really will benefit. So if you haven't taken a tour around PracticePanther in a while, you'll actually get to rediscover the platform through our latest updates and roadmap. And we'll kind of share in the excitement with Jon and his product team on what they've been developing. And if you're not as familiar with PracticePanther, I hope to give you a little bit more acquainted today And then happy to do kind of a one-on-one time if you kind of like what you see, and we'll give you that opportunity as well. And then moving forward, we'll get into a little bit of the benefits for our Practice Panther partners and what that looks like. Just so you know, we will have several QR codes kind of throughout the presentation. So if you want to keep your phone handy, that's something that you can do. And we'll also send links in the follow-up email, just so you guys know. And don't forget, at the end, we do have those Q&As for you. So we'll kind of jump into it. As I mentioned earlier, I've been out really for the past year, really engaging and connecting with more consultants and partners. And I've been doing this through a number of virtual CLEs, events across the country. I've gotten a chance to meet a lot of you at ABA Tech Show, Georgia Solo and Small Firm, or maybe the New York Symposium. I've been a part of some really great conversations on really what you're experiencing and maybe how we can improve and build upon our consultant and partner relationships. And so 3 things kind of kept coming to the top of these conversations. First one really is that early communication, especially as it relates to these new releases and enhancements, so you can really prepare for your client questions. For many of you, we really appreciate it. You're rolling up your sleeves. You're actually getting in and helping with those processes, with operations, with business development and marketing needs for these law firms. And so when you understand the updates that are happening, that really positively impacts your customer service and your support teams. And we're hearing that. We have our Practice Panther partner directory. You would love to have Practice Panther customers just really be aware of your services. And then finally, really gaining access to Practice Panther and really what that looks like moving forward, but really kind of getting under the hood and seeing how the software operates. So let's kind of dive into it just a little bit more. So we really are starting to really understand the inside look and the benefit that comes with that inside look. So from the conversations that we had, it's really difficult to stay up to date with really practice management providers in general. So we're hearing that having this, advanced email information, that you're aware of these updates are going to really be impactful. So moving forward, we want to send out these release notes via email to a select group of people. If you're here and you're watching this webinar, congratulations, you are part of this select group of people. And so you can also become part, if let's say you know somebody who needs to be informed in what's going on with Practice Panther, you have other consultants that you engage with or network, feel free to send them an email invitation, and we'd love to kind of invite them as well. So this will be kind of an invite only, and you will need to kind of opt in to these things moving forward. Again, we'll kind of have that QR code a little bit later in the presentation if you want to sign up. So we'll send the release notes via email, then we'll implement those into Practice Panther, and then those release notes will actually be emailed to our customers. So these emails will be kind of for the different enhancements and feature updates. And then we'll have these kind of larger webinars for when we have the bigger enhancements or the bigger updates. So that really allows you to kind of get up to speed at a much quicker space, and then also be able to ask questions kind of along the way. So we'll definitely want to do a few more of these webinars kind of throughout the year.
Yeah, Libby, can I just say one thing there?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, we understand that people, a part of change process is change management, making sure that people understand what's coming and what's going to be involved. So on top of the release notes, we're also creating FAQs and other training resources that are going to be a part of that package. That way you guys know what's coming and what is the impact of that going to be, because I understand that, your interest is not necessarily on the minutia of this bug or this little feature, but it's about what are the goals of Practice Panther and who are we going to be focusing on helping. That way, who to refer us to for people's needs. And so we're really trying to keep that in mind as we're giving you this information. We want to make sure that we're giving you the information that's going to be helpful for you, not just a big list of changes.
Absolutely. And that's a great clarification. I appreciate that, Jon. And then we kind of talk about the inclusion in our partner directory moving forward. We really want to refer people that we trust and that we can count on to take care of our customers. So we want to build and kind of launch this internal directory in July. So anyone really kind of making a qualified referral to Practice Panther can be included. And we'll provide kind of a special placement to our certified and our certified preferred partners. Each of those listings get additional perks, like links to your website and even prioritized placement within that directory. If you're interested in our partner program, as I mentioned, we'll talk about that a little bit later in the deck here. But it's really great for consultants looking to provide a more kind of a white glove experience for Practice Panther customers while being rewarded for your expertise. So that partner directory will be great for our customers moving forward. And then finally, that direct access to Practice Panther. We want to for those active referral partners, we want to give you access to Practice Panther for 60 days. And that access will continue as long as you stay an active referral partner. We want to just really provide that access so you can kind of really get in there, play around in the software, see how it works, understand when these features come out and these enhancements, how they'll affect your clients moving forward. And then we'll also created this dedicated email address. This will be consultants@practicepanther.com. And just so you know, that comes directly to me. This is really great to understand what our consultant questions are, what your concerns are, your comments moving forward. And Jon, if you want to take a moment and talk about your email and what you're looking for.
Absolutely. So I think that I want to just say the thing that is on my mind here, which is that we want to build a relationship with you, right? I've been dating, and sometimes you just have to be direct when you want something with someone, is that we're interested in working with you to grow both of our businesses, right? Libby has been working tirelessly for weeks at this point. It was probably March when she first started talking to me about this initiative. And so we want to be working with consultants, giving you a place to ask your questions, right? Making sure that you have access to the systems, that you know what you're looking at, know what you're dealing with. And then my role here is to work on that feedback. So, I will always respond to people who write to my inbox. Libby will always be responding to make sure that your questions are answered and handled. And so the idea is that there's a place for you to go. There are people, we're here, you can write to us in the chat. And we want to make sure that you feel comfortable, in order to move forward in a relationship together, that you have resources, that you have people who you can get the questions answered, that you can offer that feedback to. And that's definitely what we're trying to go for here.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Just kind of having that, lifeline to a person to talk with an actual human, and that's what we wanted to provide. The consultants at Practice Panther is great. I'll provide my email address at the very end as well. That can also be used, but it's really great utilizing this consultants because we know it's actually coming from our consultants, so that can be given a little bit more priority. And then kind of why we're all here, I'll let Jon kind of take over and discuss these capabilities.
Beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So Practice Panther, there's a big vision involved here, right? We want to always be on the cutting edge. We want things to be streamlined and comfortable and easy to use, right? I can go down the list of buzzwords here, but really, if I'm being frank, the angle for Practice Panther in a market of products, which I know that you're all aware of, we are the easy to use product. We are the comfortable, the safe, the happy product that people like. People who have small and growing businesses, people who want their people to be onboarded easily and quickly, have that migration just happen. These are the places where Practice Panther really excels. And if I can, for myself here, Libby has her pitch as the product manager. The pitch that I'll make about what is different about Practice Panther is that we are here in the room talking with you. I am the product manager. I'm talking with my developers right now, the guys that are building the product. I'm talking with our support team, and I'm talking to you. And there's not a lot of companies that I interact with where you have a direct line into what's happening. And at Panther, we really, truly care about that. We're a little bit smaller. We're a little bit more agile. We're a little bit more personal. And that, I think, is a big part of what we're pitching. And it's a big part of what we take seriously is the relationships that we're establishing that help guide us towards the features that are really going to make a difference for you, for your clients, not just what some executive thinks or not just what the strategic roadmap, suggests. is that, and if I can, Libby, you want to go to the next slide for me real quick?
Absolutely.
In our last update, so we did an update in March, and I'll get to more of this in a minute, but we update about every 6 to 8 weeks, which we think is often enough that there's stuff always coming in that you can be excited about, but it's not changing so often that you're just like drowning in updates and emails and everything else, right? The update that this intake form came in, there was a bunch of other great features. That was what we called our love letter to our clients, right? It was all user suggestions. There were about 40, ranging from add this little data point to make this a little bit easier to click, to add this intake form, all of which were things that we had heard from our users, over all this time. And we take that seriously. And that's something that we know will make a big difference. And it makes people happy. And if people are happy, then we're all winning. And so that was really the goal in this most recent update. And so this intake form was just one example of that. And just to clarify here, this is like an out of the box feature where when a new client, let's say that you sign someone up for Practice Panther through our great new partnership program, they're going to want to know that they can start getting intakes for their clients right away. And when you do this, it has all this default information, first and last name, what was your marketing source, but all of this is editable. And that's what you see on the right side of the screen here, is that you can mess with all of this. And so we gave the users a really comfortable starting place where they're like, hey, here's something that Practice Panther gives to me, easy to use. But then you can take it, you can change it, you can add fields, you can remove them. And that's the customization that we were talking about there. And that's what I think we're really showcasing in this feature. And again, that's just the beginning. So Libby, let's go to the next one.
Absolutely. And just another side note, some things that the customers seem to really like, you can also clone these. So if you want to make multiples, you're not starting from scratch every time. And so I really love that clonability.
Totally. Yeah, I'm kind of going fast here. That's great, Libby, and thank you. I want to kind of sell the vision to you guys, right? Of where we're going and what we're up to, right? And this is another one. This workflow, the client onboarding workflow, is a great example of that. I think that we have an update coming out this week. Really excited about it. I'll make sure that when we get the email chain going, that we send that out to you. That way you can see what's in the box here. But this client onboarding workflow is another tool that we want to put in your pocket. That way, when you're showing clients, here's Practice Panther, this workflow is everything they need to get a client signed up, to teach the new users what is an e-signature, what is a document template. These are all great tools that Practice Panther has that sometimes you just need to learn how to use. And so this workflow not only provides a template, just like the intake form, there it is out of the box, you can customize it, you can play with it. But if you actually look closely at these descriptions, it teaches the user how to use an intake form, a document template, an e-signature, a matter, a contact. And so what we've done is the tool actually teaches you as you're using it. And that's something that we take a lot of pride in. Again, easy to use, streamlined, right? Comfortable. These are the ways that Practice Panther wants people to be successful. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, the next batch of changes here that I want to talk about are all about invoices. So I said we have an update coming out this week. The update that we did in March was themed all around user requests. So it's like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, right? Whatever things were on people's minds. The update that we're doing this week has 2 huge invoice features that are going to make people money. They're going to save people time, and they're just going to make things automated and really comfortable for the users. And again, this is talking about our process. How do we want Practice Panther to feel? Like whenever you come back, there's going to be new and exciting things for you. Let me just talk through this one. This change and the one next to it couple together to really improve the user experience. And the idea here is that when you're sending out an invoice, it's going to one person, the contact that's associated with it, right? If I'm an attorney who's billing, it makes sense I want to bill my client. But sometimes you want to CC that bill to their spouse. You want to CC it to the accountant. You want to CC it to yourself, right? And you don't necessarily want to have to type in those names every single time. It's time consuming. It's just something you have to think about, And so we've added these default recipients that you can see there on the right just get CC'd. So when you send out the invoice email, there it is. They're automatically a part of it, and you don't have to do anything. You just press send. You can do this when you're bulk invoicing. And the idea is that attorneys don't have to think. Once it's set up and they're comfortable, they can just go, right? And they can focus on practicing law, which crazy to think is what they want to be doing. All right, so let's go to the other one, which pairs well with this, right? This other feature is a default invoice template, and a great feature in Practice Panther is our invoice templates. You can have a different look and feel for whether it's a retainer or whether it's a summary statement, right? People have all sorts of different little changes that they want to make to the layouts of their invoices. And so one thing that we're doing is letting you pick which template to apply for each contact, for each matter, for each invoice. And all of this is automated. If there's not one for the matter, then it goes to the contact. It all kind of plays together with itself. And the idea here is set it and forget it. You pick the invoice template that you want, you pick the recipients that you want for it, and it sends the right documents to the right people, right? And the idea here is that people are doing this on a daily basis, right now. You need to figure out what you want to do. But the idea is that once you set something up in Practice Panther, everything will just flow. And that's a big initiative for us. Let's keep going. The other really big initiative that we've been caring about a lot is improving performance. So I can say things like AI, I can say things like database management, but what it really comes down to is that, as you know, we live in 2023, things need to be moving faster. I'm not sure what your interactions are like in other realms of the tech world, but it's crazy out there, right? Things are both faster than ever and more complicated than ever. And that's something that we are super, super focused on, is making sure that when you click it, there it is. When you want to drop these huge reports, I mean, the legal field, and especially related to finances, there is just so much data, and every business wants to handle that data differently. They want to have it be by the originator. They want to have it be by the biller. They want to have both. They want to compare those two. That's a lot of information that we're doing a lot of dynamic math on. We want to be providing that information. But just as important is making sure that you can draw these gigantic tables. You can see down here on the left, we have what we call our time entries table. And this is a huge overhaul that is going to be pulling data in real time. That's going to be allowing people to just run reports to see, I mean, just vast amounts of information, to organize it into ways that our clients actually want to be doing. And so it's infrastructure, it's architecture, and it might not be the sexiest feature, you know, that I can come up here and pitch, but the truth is people want things to be fast, they want them to be smooth, and they want them to be reliable. And that is something that we really care about delivering. And so that is another big focus area for us. So
Awesome.
let's go. I think I have one more here. Yeah. The last thing that I really want to talk about is something that I sort of alluded to before, which is our process. And I could walk you guys through an exhaustive flow chart that I've built over months, but you don't care, right? The reality of the process here is that we want to work with you. We want to work with you, right? We want to understand what is going to make a difference for you, what is going to make a difference for your clients. We're going to sit down, we're going to figure out what are the biggest changes that we can be doing to move the needle, to make people's lives easier, to make them want to be with Practice Panther. And then we focus on delivering that as soon as possible. Again, once or twice a quarter, you're going to see a big bucket of changes, and they're going to be grouped. So we said before, you know, we have the user wins. Now we are doing invoices. And on the next slide here, I can show you guys some of the other big initiatives that we're moving through. And I think they're going to be really exciting, right? Invoicing for us is huge. We're not done. The enhancements that I just showed you are just the beginning. For us, invoicing is huge. We're a billing platform, right? There's no hiding that. It's one of our strongest areas. And it's one of the most important to our clients. Getting paid is a pretty big part of case management. And so you're going to continue to see more enhancements about that. Like I alluded to before, reporting and tracking all of this dynamic information is the next big roadmap. We're adding new reports. We're going to be making it so that you can pull them more easily. You can slice them and dice them in a really user-friendly, really succinct kind of way where you don't have to be ripping information apart. You can just see it there on the page. And so you're going to be seeing changes like that coming later this year. And then the last bucket, not to be underrated here. If anything, this is the most important change, I think. So if you're kind of tuning out, this is the moment to tune back in, right? Later this year, Practice Panther is going to be moving towards a lot of accounting initiatives. That means we're going to be in the QuickBooks space. That means that we're going to be in the trust accounting space. It means my boss might fire me. We're going to be doing operating accounting, right? We're talking payroll. We're talking how to handle all of those general expenses for each of the businesses. And this is going to be a revolutionary change for Practice Panther, because the way that things are handled for a lot of businesses right now is you have your money coming in program and your money going out program, right? Practice Panther is great for doing invoicing and billing and payments. But later this year, you're going to see Practice Panther being even better for handling trust reconciliations. We're going to have a 3-way reconciliation process where people can have their books be cleaned up. They can see any outstanding expenses. And then again, I'm not allowed to talk too much about this, but just expect that there's going to be huge new features for people to manage their operating accounting ledgers as well. And we really are truly very excited. I've seen a lot of the stuff that's coming there, and it's going to be huge for people. So if you're curious to know any more about these, grab my email at the end and we can talk more openly. The last thing that I'll say that was cut from these slides that I'm not allowed to talk about, AI. It's there. We're talking about it. We're thinking about it. I would love to hear what you have to say about it. And it's something that we're looking at for the coming year. And that's all I want to say.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that, Jon. And I know you and your team have really been hard at work, putting in these features, building up this anticipation. This roadmap is really exciting. I can't wait to dive in and learn more, as they come about. So thank you for spending your time with us and filling us all in on what's going on.
Not a problem.
And so just kind of wanted to take a few moments here at the end before we wrap to kind of highlight this partner program and really getting involved. 3 top reasons and benefits for consultants and partners on this call to join in with Practice Panther, be part of our program, is really to be viewed as an expert. Practice Panther helps tens of thousands of lawyers across the globe. We talk with our customers about their workflows, about their intake, their billing, reporting. But what we can't do is, we're not creating these strategies. We're not creating these tactics or the actual processes. We can actually go in and help them build out their workflows, but we can't create the workflow for them. And that's really why I want to bring in this directory, bring in more consultants like you. We want to share this list of partners who specialize in very specific areas and who also understand the Practice Panther platform. So this is going to be a really great directory for our customers to really view you as an expert in very specific areas. You're going to get those exclusive email updates that Jon mentioned a little earlier. This isn't going to be something that's going to be sent your way daily or weekly. I'm not looking to fill your inbox here. I'm looking to give you an email update maybe once a month, once every other month. It really talks about these major releases and these updates to keep you informed. And these emails, you have to be invited. You can't sign up on our website or on social media. You really have to opt in to being part of this kind of exclusive email update. And then finally, offering some revenue and some discounts. We really want to provide a thanks for our consultants and partners who really work with us and collaborate with us through either a commission or a discount structure, depending on really what your company would prefer. Once that referral becomes a Practice Panther customer, you'll actually see a commission check come your way, unless you prefer maybe passing along that savings to your clients through some sort of discount. And so we can actually happy to help you set those things up. And then just a quick breakdown of our partner levels. To earn commission from Practice Panther, your referral just must become a Practice Panther customer. The number of your referrals and whether you are certified really depends upon your tier status and moving forward. And so we start with that simple referred. Once you refer one kind of closed Practice Panther customer, that's when you'll start seeing those commission rates. And whether you refer one person, 3 people, 5 people, whatever that looks like, you can kind of stay in this simple referral program. You'll get that free user license and you'll get that partner directory for our customers. For those of one who want to kind of take on a little bit more of an enhanced consulting service for our Practice Panther customers, you can be part of our certified program, which is basically, it's a free certification. It's a go at your own pace kind of certification exam where you can really understand the platform and kind of how it works and how it kind of interacts. And so that's what we have for our certified partners. You'll actually get the certificate and a badge that really shows off your specific expertise. And so that's kind of a really great opportunity to kind of get a little bit more of an enhanced service. And for those top of the line consultants who really engage with us a lot, they're certified, they're recommending a lot of partners, over 3 partners each year. They've really built a lot of trust and they work with a lot of Practice Panther customers. And so we really want to provide the best listing, the best commissions, the best partner opportunities. These are our partners that we do co-hosted webinars with. We build out content, we do social campaigns and things like that. So depending upon kind of your level of interest, we'll get you involved in that directory and we'll make sure that you either get that commission rate or if you want to pass that along. One quick note on those preferred referrals, at that 12% commission rate, that's actually the best discount that you could provide to a customer. Most of our bar associations and events top out at 10%. So you would actually have even a kind of a little extra incentive to kind of work with you. So that's kind of one really nice thing that our consultants really like. And then finally, so the question is, how do I get started? Where do I begin? And so this is on our website. This is kind of our simple referral program form. You can visit it on our website. It's even in our nav. If you prefer, here is a QR code that'll get you directly to that referral form as well. Your referral form will be sent to myself. So I will be aware that it comes in and then make sure both you and your client are taken care of moving forward. And then really becoming that partner, we've actually kind of created a form for everybody as well. This you'll fill in information about your company description, your specialty, and maybe even if you have kind of a specialty area of law that you practice in, you'll have those opportunities to kind of really fill that in, whether you are certified or want to become certified. And then this will also give you a chance to opt in to those emails moving forward. And so here is a QR code kind of for those interested in becoming a partner moving forward. So I'm kind of pop both of those up real quick. If you're part of a networking group with other consultants or another partner, please feel free to kind of refer them to these forms or you're welcome to make kind of an introduction. I would love to kind of meet these people, maybe digitally via email. That's my email address here at the top. So again, consultants@practicepanther.com will also reach me. And you can also find me on LinkedIn. I'd love to kind of connect and engage online and on social media and see and listen to kind of what you're up to. So feel free to find me on LinkedIn. And then John, I didn't know if you wanted to add anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the message here is, be in touch. We want to hear from you. We want to work together to help grow your business and make sure that Practice Panther is on your list of viable options. So we're here for it. Let us know if we can help you with anything at all. Absolutely.
And we can kind of look to see if you have any questions. Feel free to kind of drop those in the chat right now if you want to have any questions or comments that you want to add. And then also kind of wanted to highlight that specialized personalized demo QR code there at the bottom. That's specifically for our consultants. So our team will know that you're a consultant partner and not just kind of any law firm. So we'll kind of understand kind of how to take that demo. And you'll also have that one-on-one time to ask the questions that you really need. So. And I didn't know if you happened to get any questions in the chat that you wanted to call out, John?
For sure. So I have two that I think are really interesting here. The first is, how do users provide feedback to Practice Panther? And the answer is there are a number of ways. The first is our support team is a basic resource that you can access through the application and talk to people, right? For consultants such as yourself, Libby is going to be a great resource. I'm going to be a great resource. But we have a bunch of avenues where people can submit their questions, their feedback, their feature suggestions. And like I said, we have a robust system that's in place to help make sure that those aren't just going into a black hole, that they're going to someplace where I will see them and review them and group them up, just like how I was talking about before. And so there are a bunch of different ways, but for folks like you, the answer is my email is right on the screen. Go ahead and reach out to me. Great, thank you. I appreciate that. It says thanks to you both. Looks like the program is going to be doing more for consultants, and that's exactly the plan, right? We want to make sure that consultants are a part of the ecosystem for Practice Panther, that our clients have resources in you, they can hire you as an option, that you can refer them to us, that we'll be there to support them and support you in that handoff. And that everyone is working together. I think ecosystem really is the right word for it, that we're all working towards the same shared goals. Another question that I see in the chat here is, what types of clients should use Practice Panther? And I think that that's a really great question. Of course, the answer that I'm going to feed you is everyone who uses case management should be using Practice Panther. But I think that those who really excel with us the most are medium-sized firms, let's say 8 to 15 attorneys with some legal staff who are looking to grow, right? And there's a lot of businesses that through the pandemic have kind of reached this point where they know that they want to be doing more in a case management system, but it's been a big jump for them, or there's something that's been holding them back from it. Practice Panther, I would advocate, is the program to get people onboarded and doing their billing through a CRM, because we're easy to use, we're intuitive, and everything just flows. There's only a couple of really basic actions that you need to do in order to start making your money through Practice Panther. And so we want to be getting those firms that are doing lots of billing, but really are just trying to grow their businesses generally and get a good vision of how much am I making, how much have we been making, and to just help keep track of that. And so there's a lot of demographics that benefit from that. New attorneys who are coming in, just starting their practices, they're a little more tech savvy, they're a little bit more comfortable. They want to come in and have a tool that they can play with. But I think that the other demographic that we really, really skew well with is these, I don't know how else to say it, older, more seasoned attorneys who, yes, they want to be billing, yes, they need to be doing this stuff, but they don't want to have to go through this extensive process just to get their bills sent, just to keep their matters in order. And that's really where the usability of Practice Panther excels, is in people who might not be as confident working with technology, because Practice Panther just works. We're making things happen better out of the box. We're teaching you as you use it. And so if there's users that you know of that are a little wary of some of these more granular programs, I really believe in my heart that Practice Panther is the right solution for them. Let me see if there's one more here. Oh, I like this one too. I think this is a good one to wrap with, is what is the client onboarding and migration process like with Practice Panther? Because as consultants, that's kind of a big part of what you guys are going to be doing, or at least be more plugged into it. And what I'll say here is that this is a slide that didn't quite make it. We've been doing a lot to improve our client onboarding and our migration. Getting people in the door is obviously a huge part for our business, but it's also a huge part of the client experience. First impressions are a big deal. And so we want to make sure that first 30-day experience, that getting all of you, the first look at your data is such an important moment for attorneys coming into a program like ours, that we really want to polish that up. And so we have a very smooth onboarding process. I'm involved. We have an entire team dedicated to migrations. And again, we're ready to work with you and to work with your clients to make sure that all of their info is coming in, looking how they want it to, and then getting that comfortable handshake before we walk away and let them go and run their business. So changes across the board to try and make this as easy as possible, as successful as possible for our end users and for you, our business partners.
Absolutely. I appreciate that, John. And even just kind of, you mentioned onboarding, and even kind of before we get to that, just so the consultants out there know, when you fill out your referral form, there's actually a space on there for us asking you, do you prefer us to reach out to you first, or to reach out to your client first? And so we really want to make sure we're connecting with you first to really understand your client needs before moving forward. So you can even kind of select on those forms who we should be speaking with first, so we really kind of even know how to handle that relationship moving forward. So one thing I wanted to kind of add there as well. Well, awesome. And that looks kind of like all the questions that have come in. Again, really appreciate your time today. I know everybody's busy, and I appreciate you joining us on a Tuesday. And I know I look forward to seeing your emails. Hopefully we get to connect on LinkedIn if we haven't already. And you'll be hearing from John and I a lot more in the future.
Thanks for your time today, everyone. Take care.
See ya.